Hey, what's happening, y'all? It's me coming at you again with another vid. What looks like Shannon the Can is finally going to fight on the undercard of the David Hay versus Arnold Georgiev bout that's going to be scheduled on May 21st. Which I have to say, again, is actually going to be a big, big day for the heavyweights. Because we're also going to get not only the Hay versus Georgiev fight, we're also going to get Wilder versus Povetkin, and we're also going to get Parker versus Takum. And so you also must include Shannon Briggs on the on that list as well, as far as as far as heavyweight excitement that's going to happen on May 21st. He is scheduled to go up against Alexander Dimitrenko. Let me give you guys a little background on Dimitrenko. He was initially scheduled to face Luis Ortiz. But for whatever unknown reasons, he had backed out of the fight. I think it was due to the fact that he was asking for more money. I think that could have been a possibility. So that's what Tony Thompson has stepped in on a 3 week notice to take the fight. So yeah, that goes your spiel on that. But also, Demetrenko himself has a record of 38-2. Looks pretty impressive, but we have to look in deeper into that 32-2 record. He's been KO'd once, and that KO came against Kubrat Pulev, who was 15-0 at the time when they fought. And before that, he fought the likes of Eddie Chambers, the Michael Sprotts, who's is a journeyman who he beat. He lost to Eddie Chambers in a majority decision. Before that, he had beaten the likes of Derek Rossi, and Malcolm Tan. If you guys don't know who Malcolm Tan is or was, Malcolm Tan was a guy who was involved in an infamous fight with Clifford Courgette, who they dubbed as one time as the next Mike Tyson. And in that fight, Courgette had was felt that he was hit in the back of the head, and then he had out of rage he picked up Tan and slammed him into the ring. Pecked him up and slammed him into the ring, and to where he was disqualified. So that would be the only highlight of Malcolm Tan's career. But other than that, he did beat Ross Purdy. Now, if you guys don't know who Ross Purdy is, he was a guy that was known for knocking out Vladimir Klitschko. Gave Klitschko his first loss when Klitschko was 24-0. So this was back in '99. So to give you a spiel on that. So yeah, Demetrenko has fought pretty much essentially a lot of world class journeymen on his resume. He has fought some good names, but he lost to the likes. Like I say, he's lost to Pulev. He lost to Eddie Chambers. The only significant name, the significant or good fight that he's actually beat on his resumes, I don't know, man. Von Bean, maybe. Yeah, a lot of people, had criticized, the guys the likes of Von Bean back in the days when Holyfield and who else? I think Mercer fought him too. But yeah, it's like guys like Von Bean who was always getting shots at titles when he didn't deserve it. So I mean, Bean was an okay fighter, but other than that, the Demetrenko, the Von Bean that he fought was way over the hill. So um, other than that, um, needless to say, despite Demetrenko's record and his level of opposition, I would say this is a big, big step up from Shannon Briggs. And the reason why I say that is because Briggs has fought terrible opposition. I'll say 4 or 5 straight fights or so, a string of fights. He's fought terrible opposition. Opposition that's so terrible to the point that even I can train and beat those guys. And I'm not a boxer. That's how terrible Briggs is. And not to knock Shannon Briggs. I like Shannon Briggs, man. Real talk. I do. But he is taking a big, big step up from those from that type of opposition. And according to the nature of this fight, or the whatever the circumstances that entails, Briggs will have to win this fight to get a shot at David Hay. So if David Hay gets past Georgiev and Briggs get past German Tranko, he gets a shot at Hay, which is a fight that I would love to see. Now, I'm sure the public wants to see that fight as well. Now, as far as the stylistic matchup, Dimitrenko has pretty good, some good boxing ability. He does have some respectable power. He's got a good reach. He can, he's got a decent jab. But for him to win this fight, he will have to hope and pray that Briggs's power doesn't bother him, because we all know that Briggs, even though he is very very slow compared to his prime days, Briggs still has great power in those hands. So he would hope that if Briggs does gas himself out, which he would be expected to do, gas himself out to where he's trying to knock him out, hopefully he has enough stamina and resistance and good enough punch resistance to withstand that type of barrage, just like Rafael Zambano Love had was able to do in his fight against Briggs, where he was able to take him to the distance. So if Briggs was smart enough, if he wanted to win this fight on a more technical and strategic standpoint, he's going to have to learn not to spit his energy trying to knock guys out, because that's what he's going to do. He's going to come in and he's going to launch a barrage of assault trying to get you out in the early rounds, particularly in the first round. So, uh, looking at this fight, this is going to be a 50-50 fight, to be honest with you. If I were to give someone the edge, I would say Briggs in a way. Then again, I wouldn't argue the fact that Dimitrenko may have the edge, because Dimitrenko has been a little bit more active than the two. Briggs' last fight was last year, and that was like back in September, I believe. And Dimitrenko recently fought a few months ago in January. Now, to be fair, Dimitrenko's level of opposition after the Cobra Pulev fight has been very terrible as well. So, yeah, this is definitely going to be a 50-50 fight. Let me know what you think. Care to comment, share, subscribe. Signing off. Peace.